Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, as we're rolling into the new year, a lot of people are looking to book 2021 cruises, and there might be something that a lot of people are not thinking about when they're getting ready to choose a cruise. That's right, we're finally seeing some light at the end of the tunnel with the vaccines coming out. A couple of them have been approved. We have a third one in the makings of being approved as well. And people are starting to look and say, okay, I want to take a cruise. Let's look at maybe May or June or July for a cruise for our summer vacations. And a lot of them saying, well, you know what, European cruises might be sailing before our cruises are, so maybe I'll book a European Mediterranean cruise. Or, you know what, I got to get ready for Alaska, and, some of the best itineraries are out of Vancouver in Canada, so I'll book a Canadian cruise if you're from the United States. Or if you're from Canada, you might say, I might book a Seattle cruise, but there's something you have to remember right now. There are a lot of travel restrictions out there, not just cruising that can't sail. For instance, right now, if I was to fly from Canada or United States into the UK, you have to quarantine for 14 days. So they may start sailing in 2 or 3 or 4 months from now, but that doesn't mean you're going to be allowed to fly in without quarantining yet. If our numbers are still high and their numbers go low, you can guarantee they're going to make you quarantine for that 14 days before you arrive. So if you're going on a 7-day cruise, you got to count on a 21-day, 14-day quarantine, 7-day cruise, and then flying home. And then when you fly home, they may require you to quarantine when you come back, depending on where you live. So that's kind of something you have to really pay attention to. Because there are some options out there where you can go, but you're going to have to quarantine, and that affects your cruise vacation and your trip and your length of time and how much money you're going to spend, etc., etc. Even as simple as taking an Alaska cruise out of Vancouver, Canada. Literally a hop, skip, and jump down from Seattle. You can take the bus, you can take a quick train ride there. But you may have to quarantine when you come to Canada. That's one of the things I'm worried about with our our Alaska group cruise in June. Is will they have lifted the quarantine requirements by then? And if they haven't, I'm going to have to reschedule the entire cruise because I don't want people to have to try and, and I'm pretty sure most people don't want to quarantine for 14 days before taking your 7-day cruise to Alaska. There may be some exceptions that come in that because you're traveling from Canada to the United States, they may say if you arrive and get on the ship and head out to sea, then they may be okay. But there's so many uncertainties right now that if you're looking for any other destination than a local cruise, a local leaving United States or leaving Canada and coming back to the Canada and United States, depending on which country you're from, or in the UK, leaving the UK and returning to the UK. Those are the cruises you should be looking at right now as your safest bet to get back on a cruise ship. Even just crossing the border 40 miles away into Canada can end up being a real hassle in the coming months. And we really won't know a whole lot until we see the numbers start to drop somewhere, and we won't see, what's Canada going to do around the 26th of February when their restriction is set to lift on cruise ship bans. Are they going to come out and say, you know what, we're still not ready, we're going to extend it, I don't know, 30 more days or 60 more days? Or are they going to come out and say another 120 days? Which would cut hugely into the Alaska season. So there's so much uncertainty. I just want everyone to take a look at wherever you're looking at traveling, if it's outside of your own country, and make sure that you won't run into those travel restriction possibilities. because a lot of people really didn't even think of that when they've called me. I've had somebody call me and say, hey, I think they're going to cruise in the UK. Can you book me on, one of the transatlantic sailings? And then I said, sure, except you might have to quarantine for 14 days when you get there, because as of right now you do. And it hadn't even dawned on them that might be the case, because they're saying, well, I'll land, get on the ship, and come back to America. That's not how it works. Once you land, you're there, and you have to quarantine once you're there, even if you're planning on leaving right away. So just wanted to give that heads up. I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.